Hey y'all, it's Christina. Welcome back to Mitchell Homestead. So if you've seen that video, the clip that I posted before this, that was just after it stormed this morning, or rained. It really didn't storm. It just rained a whole lot. But I wanted to share that with y'all so y'all can kind of see what I'm talking about here in a minute. But it's been a minute since I posted, and I know I posted last time I was going to do videos like daily, weekly. I wasn't sure exactly how I was going to do it, and then once I posted that video, several things had happened. Back in January, my mother was admitted into the hospital with COVID pneumonia. She was admitted in the hospital, and then a couple days later was put in ICU on a ventilator. She was in there for a couple weeks. It was just a up and downhill battle, but she did make a full recovery, so I'm super blessed and thankful that she is still here and that she made it through, because doctors didn't really think she was going to pull through, but she did. Thank the good Lord. And then March, I think it was, we were getting tons and tons of rain. Like, we had built our garden beds, our raised beds. I had posted on Instagram and or Facebook. I can't remember if I posted on both, but I had posted pictures of us having the greenhouse built, having our 4 raised beds built, and it just kept raining, and it was so bad. And we thought it was going to be great over there, but it wasn't. When they cleared the property, they left tons of holes where they pulled up trees. They left huge holes from the dozer tracks, and so it is holding tons of water. So all that water that you've seen, that is from that. And so it was holding a bunch of water. It is super soggy up there in that area. So and then the greenhouse, we had a bad windstorm come through, and it completely shredded it. So we didn't know if it was because of the wind. We thought maybe, with it being open and there really being no windbreak right there, maybe that's what caused it to get torn apart. And so we're like, okay, let's just move everything to a different part of the area until we can get that area fixed. Because the guy is supposed to be coming out and fixing it. He said it was his fault. He's going to come out and level everything and fill everything in. So don't know when that'll be though, but because he does, run other businesses and stuff like that. But so right now that part of the property is unusable unless we get over there and do it ourselves instead of waiting. But so we were like, okay, let's just move everything. So with the kids' help, we moved the greenhouse and we moved the garden beds. We got it over here. We put plastic back on the greenhouse. And then we changed our mind on the raised beds because I was just like frustrated. Our income wasn't a whole lot. The job that we were supposed to do and start ended up falling through. Our old boss ended up not going through with purchasing the park, so we lost out on that job, which is fine. But it was a struggle. We had a friend back home where we moved from, needed some housework done, so we were working on that on the weekends, and so that was a little bit of income, but it wasn't enough to be able to put into the property, so we kind of had to put a halt on some things. And then with us, like we were going to get goats also, but we have not. We decided we weren't going to get those yet. That way we were able to take care of the animals that we do have now, which we have 18 chickens. We have 2 pigs, our Juliana pigs, a male and a female. Those are pet pigs, and we are going to breed those. But those are the pet pigs. We were going to get goats, but like I said, those got put on a halt. We have cats, and we have our dog. And 1 turtle. So we just wanted to make sure we were able to take care of them right now until we could get a more steady income, a full-time income. And as far as the garden goes, we got it moved over here, and then we started tilling, and I was like, I think it's really clay heavy. I'm not 100% sure. I'm still learning about that. Like, I'm used to doing raised beds. I'm used to doing raised beds with raised bed soil. So I'm new to this whole learning curve of this part of gardening. We decided to go ahead and do in-ground because I was worried that we were not going to be able to have the funds to continue building raised beds. And so I was like, you know what? Let's just repurpose the metal for something else, which we ended up doing. We ended up putting some on our pig's little house, and then we put some on the pallet coop that we built for our chickens. So that's what we use that for. And then for our garden, which is right behind me, we did in-ground beds. And this part of the property, it kind of goes to the center and kind of slopes, but it still holds quite a bit of water. It gets muddy. So I don't know if drainage is low, but we're still, like I said, we're still playing with it. I have decided though that I'm going to, once these plants, like I started out, I was just in a rush because I had plants that I'd already started from seed, and like all of my tomatoes I had already started from seed, and they were getting pretty big. So I was like, I just need to get these in the ground before I lose them. And I'm already so far behind with us having to move everything. I was delayed on getting anything done because it was all the water that was being held over in the first area, the original area. So I was just like, let's just try the in-ground and see what happens. So we got 2 beds done for tomatoes because I had Roma tomatoes and I had a bunch of other different varieties of tomatoes that I started. I like tomatoes, especially cherry tomatoes. Like, cherry tomatoes do not last long in this house because the kids are always snacking on them. We're always snacking on them. So, yeah. And then big tomatoes, I like tomato sandwiches. So, and then Roma tomatoes, you know, for sauces and tomato sauce and paste and all that stuff. So, I had quite a bit of tomato plants started. And I was like, well, let me just go ahead and get these in the ground and see what's going to happen. Well, they seemed like they were doing pretty darn good. So I was like, all right, let's go with it. So we did more raised beds, or more in-ground beds. And then I ran into the problem of the weed eating. I'm like, no, I just don't like this. You know, I am picking weeds, but then we weed eat, it gets in there. We didn't have it covered, so weeds were popping up everywhere, and I was like, well, we can't afford, you know, any mulch to mulch over it. So then I was like, you know what? I had noticed that in the woods or woodline, we have lots of pine straw, and underneath it, you know, the water was pretty, and like our ground was like, we were like super hot, so it was like drying out really bad. We'd water it, think we had it watered good, then I'd go to check it, and it wasn't getting down far enough. So, to refrain from it drying out so much, I was like, let's use the pine straw and let's see what happens. So it is a mix of pine straw and some leaves. So we put that on there, and oh my gosh, the change that it made, I'm gonna show you. But my plants are thriving. Those tomato plants are thriving. I thought I was gonna lose them. No, they're doing really good. Which I'm glad that we've had tons of rain this week. Today is Thursday, and it has rained Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. But today's the last day of the rain for a while. Kind of sucks, but kind of good. I can get some more stuff going in the garden and finish getting it built up. And so we got those planted. We got that covered. Some of the areas do not have pine straw on them. We were kind of running out of some air. Well, we have plenty back there, but they're also full of vines and leaves and stuff. So we just got to get back up in there and wait for it to dry up now and get some more pine straw. But so some of the things that I didn't take into consideration and didn't think of in advance was I just tilled the ground, and there's some spots like one of my beds, there's one spot nothing's gonna grow in it. I'm probably gonna have to restart those seeds, but it like comes downhill, and then there's like a little hump here, so it all goes into this little spot, which the water may still be over there, so I'll show you when we take a tour, when I show you the garden. So it's holding a bunch of water. So I have been set back so much the last couple of months with just a little income coming in and having to move everything. But then we got, and back to the greenhouse. We got the greenhouse moved over here. We put the plastic back on it. Well, come to find out, that plastic does not hold up very long. It is not a long-term solution. They told us that it would work, but failed to tell us that it would dry rot in the sun. So that was the problem. It lasted maybe a month, and I was standing there and the door slung closed on me and my elbow went right through the door. I was like, okay, we're fixing to have a problem again. So another storm come through. It survived the storm, but then it got a little windy through the day and it completely started it again. So right now my greenhouse is not covered. It's just the hoops up. So we're either going to order the proper actual greenhouse plastic, or we're just going to build what I actually want, which is solid at the bottom, around the bottom, but and then the sides I want to build out of windows. So, and it just got really humid out here after this rain. Sun's not shining, I'm already sweating. It's pretty humid. So that's the gist of everything that's going on. Anthony my husband, he did finally find a full-time job. Thank goodness. So, pretty good job too. It's actually doing what he does, which is like home remodels and building and stuff like that. So, super thankful for that. So now Monday through Friday, he's gone from the house. It's me, and now the school's out. The kids are here to help me. So, I am working on an Etsy because I like hand making stuff and things like that. So I am working on getting Etsy set up and to start selling some of my handmade items on. So yeah, but we'll touch base back on that again. But he's working full-time now. So he's working full-time now, so you're mostly, again, still going to see me. You may see him occasionally. I do have some clips that I did take of us putting in the in-ground bed, so I'm going to show them now. And then I'll show you the garden. So let's go. Okay, so you are still seeing this garden as a work in progress. It is by no means done, but this is the gist of it. We're growing food, and that's what matters. So I'm going to take you down here. These are the most recent ones that I did, and I'm having to go along and pull up roots. So that's been fun. This one, it may be a little late, I'm not sure, but this is potatoes. This one I did bring some dirt over and mound up, so it's doing a little better than its buddy next to it. And I spaced these about 4 foot apart, but this is the one that I have melons and a couple squash planted in. Right here is where I'm talking that it comes down here and then down here and puddles right here. So I'm gonna have to mound this up and restart those seeds. So, but as you can see, I have some little plants coming up, and I'm gonna have to thin these back because usually when I've planted in the past, only one would germinate, and then, but as you see, in some of these spots, multiple have germinated. So, so here, I gotta be careful where I step because I will sink because we've had tons of rain. Here are these are my sugar baby watermelon, and I'm going to, once they start vining and getting bigger, I'm going to trellis them here. I'm going to put a trellis in. So I'll trellis these. Again, these are the ones that is a Benji Kodima watermelon there. And I believe, and then that's a spaghetti squash. So those two right there are spaghetti squash. I don't think they're going to germinate or do anything. And so I'm going to have to mound this up and restart those. And hopefully they will sprout up. What is that? Oh, that is my cantaloupe. And I don't know, the dirt has splashed up. But you see, my plants are coming up. This one has not sprouted yet, or germinated yet. I have one coming up there, and I have another one coming up down there. Down there's another squash, I do believe. Oh, nope, my bad. We have one more down here. And I hope that the rain has not messed it. Oh, I got 2 starts there. That is my honeydew. And all this will be trellised. I will run fencing all the way down here. So I'm going to try and trellis a bunch because I do have a small area right now until we get some more trees and stuff cleared out. And like I said, I was just trying to, we kind of winged this garden. So I was just going with the flow. And then here I have, dust this off. This is a summer squash. This whole row, squash. Okay, yes, I do believe this whole row may be squash. And I did not realize these things were not, I don't know. Yep, that's my golden zucchini. A lot of these with this rain has like just shot up like crazy. It's been awesome. And I was worried about them with all this rain. But they're coming. They're coming. And yes, this is going to be weed eated, or have to be weed eated. It's all going to get in the beds, but we'll talk about that in a minute. I have cucumbers, peppers. My peppers have not come up yet. Like I have Purple Beauty and some other ones. Those have not come up yet. So I'm hoping maybe they're just late starters. Maybe they take a little while to germinate. It hasn't been super hot this past week, which I'm thankful for my tomatoes because they're catching a little break. But, so these are cucumbers. I have different variety of cucumbers here. I have Early Fortune and Space Master, I do believe. So that's what's there. And then spin around here and it's more cucumbers. We like cucumbers. We love pickles. So that's my goal with them. And so where it's not, I made what I call these little bird nests, and that's where I planted because I wanted this part to kind of help hold some of the moisture in so it didn't completely dry out. But so once those get a little bigger, I'll fill that back in. So, and then surprisingly enough, these are still going good. These were the very first things that I planted in, and I'm worried it's going to get hot, and that's what happened to some of them. It was getting super hot, and they just did not do very good. But these, they're producing. They're still going, so I'm going to leave them as long as they're going. I'm going to leave them. And then I have beans down here. First time growing these, so I don't know much about them. I don't know if they're supposed to get any bigger. I don't know if their growth got stunted because it got too cold. I don't know. But they're still producing down there. So, and all my wood chips I did have washed away. So I want to get the wood chips either out or thin this out some more and put the pine straw over it, because the pine straw seems to be helping tremendously and not washing away with this. So let's hope. And so here I'm hoping these, I started these and then I realized that these really don't like a lot of, like, a bunch of heat. So tried them anyways. If they don't do good, lesson learned. You know, I believe the garden is a learning classroom. You're always constantly learning. You're gonna make mistakes. So, but these are Wando peas. So I'm hoping that those will. They've been doing pretty good. So I'm hoping those produce some. And then these are little Marvel peas. So I'm hoping those do good. And then over here, this is my first time growing any of this stuff. Like, all my gardens have been small, and yeah. So these are my lima beans. They have grown crazy these last couple of days with all this rain. Those have grown crazy. And then these are my garden beans that have just have grown crazy also. Do have some little pests in here that I'm going to have to go through and check out. I have not been able, like I said, I've not been able to do anything because of all the rain. So I have given a little fertilizer. We used our rabbit manure. And that's about all that I've given it. I'm still learning on things to do. This, these are my purple potted pole beans, I do believe. I think the ones that are over there are my purple TP beans, and these are purple potted pole beans. And this junk, I have tried to, it's just like, it's twisted around itself. We tried the string, and yeah, it's not working for my tomatoes either. These are my dragon tongue bush beans. I don't know if these are supposed to be small plants like this, or if maybe it wasn't warm enough for them, or I'm still learning. So there's nothing here. I had more of those peas over here, and they just died off. So I just pulled them. I have this one little one that is trying. So we'll see. My mess of a greenhouse. I'm still using it to keep my stuff kind of in. It looks like a hot mess, so I have to get in there. I started cleaning it up, and yeah. And here are my tomatoes. I'm like super ecstatic. They are growing wonky because we tried to use a string, and the string is just now working. But these are, what are these? These are my pink bumblebee tomatoes. And these things are, but see how I mean, there's spots that are like that are like clay heavy. But I pull this back, especially with all this rain we've had, and you see it's staying wet. I hope you can see that. So the pine straw is actually helping pretty good, especially when we water it. So another pink bumblebee tomato. Some of my markers have gotten kind of lost. So, but I do believe those three are pink bumblebee tomatoes, which are just little small cherry tomatoes. I'm not seeing any on there. And then here are, these are my Chadwick cherry tomatoes. And I know I need to come in and clean some of this up. But you see, I have a little tomato there. I'm like super excited because for the simple fact of, and actually I'm not seeing really many suckers. Oh, I found one. So I can probably pull that. I will probably come and get that sucker out. Obviously this one of these was the sucker. And I missed it. But, so I can come and try and propagate that. I have some that I've already tried because I did lose some plants. This is another Chadwick cherry tomato. We have another little tomato coming in there. Here's another one. So I'm like super excited because I did not think these were going to make it. I really did not. See, yeah, this is not working. So we have to figure out something else. I've got another little tomato there. These are all cherry Chadwick, or Chadwick cherry tomatoes. So I'm super excited, y'all. Because like I said, I was worried these were not going to make it. Like, these are all these plants that I'm showing you in this cherry bed, or this tomato bed. These I all started from seed. These are the first ones. I had to try and hurry up and get them in the ground. These are my black cherry tomatoes, and they've been looking puny. They haven't been looking that great. But over the last couple of days, so I'm wondering if maybe they weren't getting enough water. But they're still trying, so I have not pulled them up yet because they're trying to do something. Like, these were looking like those there, and they're looking pretty awesome now. So I did not give up on them. And this one, this poor thing here, I have tried taping, I have tried everything, and it's my husband, or Anthony, he helped me with these, and I was trying to explain to him, you can't be in line with them, you have to tie them. But he did help me get in. These are my tomatillos. Look, if y'all have any suggestions on these tomatillos, they don't seem to be producing. I don't know if they're just producing female flowers and not getting pollinated. I don't know what. But it seriously looks like I'm just like got a flower bush here. I have not had the first tomatillo. I don't know if it takes a while or what. I've never grown these, so any advice on these? This is just what keeps doing. I have two together. This one is a little stunted because I had to pull that up because I was told that you gotta have two planted next to each other for them to, pollinate good enough. So I had to pull it up from way down there and bring it down here. And so it's getting there though. It's gotten a lot better since I actually put it next to this one. So we'll see. Any suggestions on that? Let me know. Does it take a while for that to start, or what's going on? So more black cherry tomatoes. I think this whole, nope, I take that back. These, I do get to my big tomatoes. That is a Cherokee purple. And I did have, that's why there's an empty space there. I had one there that was not doing good at all. It started getting black spots, and I thought it was diseased. So I went ahead and pulled it up just in case so it did not spread to the other ones. But I did take some clippings off of this one and propagated it. So hopefully that will work. And I think they may have got too much water. Maybe the leaves are starting to curl. But we got a flower there, so it's starting. It's trying to produce. And then these are, I do believe, my classic beefsteak tomatoes. Yep, this is where they start. So there's a classic beefsteak tomato, and then I had to pull one up from here because it just wasn't doing too good. I did propagate some of these though, so I'm hoping that works. And then we have flowers everywhere. Uh-oh. I may have a little tomato coming up right in there. That's going to be awesome. Again, I've got to do something different to tie these up. I may have to stake them until I can get fencing. But, yes, I'm so excited about this, y'all. So excited. I've never grown this many plants at one time. So I'm like excited. This is a black cherry that I pulled from down there where I put that other tomatillo plant. And I was afraid I was going to lose it because I uprooted it and brought it down here, but no, it's actually flourishing. Look at those little tomatoes. I'm so excited. And then my hot mess tomato plants right here. These are my aromas, and they just went crazy. And they are growing funky because of the way Anthony did the strings. Like, it hit and then it grew with cockeyed. But you know what? Look at those tomatoes in there. Well, you can't see. I've got to learn to pay attention. Look at those tomatoes in there. Oh, so exciting, so exciting, so exciting. This one completely growing wonky because I told him, I was like, the string is too close, you can't have it that close. He's like, it'll be all right. Okay. And now he sees, I'm like, what? You made my tomato plants grow wonky. But you know what? Looks ain't everything. As long as it's growing us food, we're good. And then this thing, so many suckers everywhere. I have to come in here and get the suckers off. but it's getting so heavy that it's pulling the string actually. So I've got to figure something else. And then this one's just, oh my goodness. It's just a hot mess in there, and I don't know what to do. I don't know if I want to touch it and mess it up. Should I clip some of this back? Let me know what I should do. Let me know, because I don't know. So, and then we have another Roma tomato that has tomatoes. Look, y'all. My tomato babies. The last time I tried to do Roma tomatoes, they really didn't make it. So, I'm hoping these make it. And then I planted, once I seen that those were doing pretty good, I went ahead and started some seeds in ground. I direct sowed. I will not, if you have success with direct sowing, kudos to you. I won't be doing that no more. I will not be direct sowing anymore. Not these things anyways. Granted, they are coming up. They are. I've got a Roma baby right there. This one did not come up. That one did not come up. I don't know if the seeds got washed away or what. That one right there is trying. And then I have some Roma babies right there. I have one there that's coming up. And there. And there. So I did plant a bunch. That way if some didn't make it, it wasn't a total loss. But then this is where we come into another problem. And this is why once these end their life or come to the end of their cycle, I will be doing raised log beds. We have several trees that I can harvest on the property still, and then I'll be laying those and making raised beds. I still have my pile of dirt that I can bring over here to fill in. So yeah. So this is a 42-day tomato. I have one of those that come up. I actually had two. These two did come up, and I marked on there how many I planted. So I did 3, so 2 of them did come up. So hopefully they'll make it. It seems to be doing okay, and maybe with us not having any rain, they've survived all this rain that we've got. So let's just keep hoping that it still works. This is champagne bubble tomato. I got one of them that come up. I planted 2, and one has come up, so that's good. What was here? Oh, it died off. This was my gold nugget tomato. And this is why I said I'm not going to. That was it. That was it. It died off. It shriveled and died. So, I will not be direct sowing anymore. So, I'll probably may try and start those from seed again. And plant those. These were my yellow pear tomatoes. None come up. And then here was holding a whole lot of water. And I don't know if the seeds got washed away somewhere or what. They didn't come up. These were my Get Stuffed tomatoes. It was a new variety I was trying. They're tomatoes that you use for stuffing. So, not a total loss because I haven't tried it yet. So, it's not a necessity. So, but, and then these are, what were these? These are my Brandywine Pink, and I have 2 of those that I am trying to baby because they were falling over. So I'm trying to baby them. I put the pine straw around to hopefully save them, and it seems to maybe be helping. Maybe not. I may need to put, oh, okay. I may see the problem. I think the dirt is actually getting washed out because you see that in there? There's, I don't know if you can see it. There's little roots coming off. Okay, so I may need to get some dirt and mound up around this. So that's me. I will have to keep you updated on those. And that may be what's happening to this one. Yeah, see there's roots coming out of here. So maybe the dirt is getting washed away on these. So that may be the problem that I'm having with these. So we'll see. Okay. This is my corn patch. My corn patch. I hope y'all can see these. Look at my corns. I'm so excited. I did have some that did not come up. Perfectly fine, because I planted a bunch. All my corn. And then here next to it is my okra. And I'll come back to this plant in a little bit. So I have my little okras, my little okra plants. Hopefully they survive. I don't know if something's coming out here eating them or what, but it's a learning curve. It's all learning. I've never done this before, so this is actually my first time gardening like this. Like I said, I've done it in the past with small raised beds and just on a smaller scale. Never done this on a big scale, so, and we kind of winging it. All right, this here is a tomato plant. Okay, this actually started growing out of my rabbit's poop. So yes, and I did not know it was over there, and my son went and scooped up the poop, and then I just happened to go over there to see how much was left, and I was like, hold up, I recognize these leaves. I was like, that looks like a tomato plant. And sure enough, it is. So my husband pulled it up, he dug it up, and I may need to put some more dirt around it. Yeah, it's trying to shoot roots out of that way, so I need to put some dirt around it. But we didn't think it was going to make it because it was looking super limpy. Like, it was bad. All the leaves were drooping. I may need to cut this one off. Yeah, I need to cut this one off. And so, I didn't think it was going to make it. I was like, look, you killed it. What'd you do to it? He said, I didn't kill my plant. So this is his. I'm going to name this one Anthony because that's his. But it's producing. It's got flowers on it. It's doing fantastic. It's getting new growth at the top. So I just need to mound some dirt around it. I think that's the problem I may be having over here is a washout. So I'm definitely going to go to raised beds. definitely going to. So it's still a hot mess around here. There's the beds that I was going to do. And they were just kind of a little too high. I didn't like how tall they were. And I was just worried. We were going to cut them in half and make smaller ones. I was like, no, let's not cut the metal. Let's not waste the metal. Let's just use it for something else. Okay, yeah, so that was just kind of an update on what's kind of been going on. I didn't want to make this video super long, so I just wanted to give y'all, I just wanted to make the main thing, give y'all the update on the garden and our progress on that. I'm not going to show, I will show y'all the chickens and the pigs in another video and let y'all meet them. But, I think I mentioned it earlier, I am working on an Etsy shop since I stay at home. I'm a stay-at-home mom. I'm trying to find ways to be able to stay home and work and take care of the homestead while Anthony is working his full-time job. Our goal is to be able to bring him home, but it's probably going to be a while before that happens. So I'll just be here maintaining things during the day, and then in the evenings he'll be home to help me, and then weekends and stuff like that. So again, with that said, I will have the Etsy shop coming. I will do a whole video on the Etsy shop and more details once I have that up and going. So yeah, I thank you for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you have not subscribed, we would love for you to subscribe and follow our journey to becoming homesteaders. And yeah, if you have any advice, please give it to us. We're always up for advice. You know, if we're doing something wrong, or you know a better way, just say, hey, you're doing it wrong. Maybe we can learn together if you're new to this as well. So yeah, I will see y'all in the next video. Until then, y'all have a great day. Bye.